All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And as we jump into this chart, I just want to announce real quick the launch of my website. I just launched it last week. I will put the link down below. I highly encourage you guys to check it out, investfortomorrow.com. There is an intro video and the forums and the members options to see which one works best for you. Now, it is optional, but I want to say thank you to all of you that have joined, and thank you to all of you that have stopped by and checked it out. So I highly encourage you guys to check it out. I will put the link down below. Now, Nano Dimensions fell. Okay, we know that the shelf offering happened last week, and that was slight surprise. And then now today it did a direct offering of up to 30 million shares at $6, and it was a total amount of $180 million. Now, I stated in my previous video, if I saw information that ARK Invest went ahead and invested in Nano Dimensions today, I would add it to this video. I still haven't gotten any news on that. I'm still doing my research, and I will do another video on that. And earlier today, I did a video talking about the offering. Now, one of you stated in one of the comments, so I want to go ahead and kind of slightly answer back to you. You stated, offerings are being done way too many too soon, don't you think? And I think that they are doing these a little bit too fast. They might have to slow down because either it's going to unattract investors or make them feel unsure with all these drops and ups and downs if they're not aware, right? Or it's actually going to attract more investors, because if you see institutional investors like ARK Invest jumping in at these offerings, and when this goes down and jumping in on these days, then that means that there's something bigger, which someone else stated in the comments down below as well in that video. If you guys haven't seen it, I will put the link down below. But in that video, someone else stated, I like these offerings. They mean that something bigger is coming. And then you see that perspective as well, which is a valid statement. Something bigger is coming because this could go to bigger numbers. If large institutions are actually seeing this as an opportunity instead of a drop, they're like, you know what? This is another discount. This just ran up from $6 to almost $8. It fell back down to $6. I'm getting it at a $2 discount. Who the heck said I'm not going to jump in, So those are the things that are going on right now with these offerings. But are they happening too soon? I think they are. They're stopping the stock from actually running naturally in the direction that it could. So like now we really are kind of stuck there with like, is $8 a possibility? If it breaks through 8, is it going to get pulled back again, right? Or could this continue up to $10 and so forth? But the one thing I have noticed is throughout every single offering, as we continue to progress, they're making the offering more and more higher. So I remember it was at 4 and some change, then 5, and now 6. So Nano is playing it safe on holding up the value of the stock as well. But right now, from those highs, I mean, it's almost down a total of about, I'd say like 50% of this whole run here from the whole entire $2. It's down now almost a whole $1 and some change. It's actually like almost 60% because it hit highs here of almost $8. Let's just round it up to $8, and the lows were $6. If you break it even, that's $7, and we're slightly below that. So it's almost $1.19 of difference. That's right there, about 60% down, right? And it just recovered 40%. It needs to break through $8 to recover 100% from that drop, and then it has to continue to pull forward. I'm talking about just in the near term. If you look at it in the big spectrum of things, this is still up, as we've been talking about Nano over time and all these weeks that have gone by. But let's go ahead and see here our resistance and new support. So support was touched 3 times nearly, I think, or all 3 times. Let's see now when we zoom in. But it was, nearly touched. It touched it twice, and it almost touched it 3 times. And that support is very important right now. This last couple of hours of the day, super important. Now, the lowest point down here was 601. If you want to round it down to $6, you're more than welcome to, but that is the lowest point. If there's no offering, I don't think we're going to touch that number again. But if there's another offering, as this is getting towards $7 or $8, I mean, that right there is just like one of the investors and subscribers and viewers said, too many, way too soon. But I guess Nano knows what they're doing. And if you are bullish, it shouldn't really bother you because you could see the long-term value. And again, I'm going to continue to do my research. If ARK Invest and large institutions are taking a bigger stake, they don't see this as a negative issue. They see this as a discount to continue the run. So we'll have to see here. All right, so the 50-day moving average is 716. Super important to keep that in mind. When we're below it, we're in bearish territory. The moment we're above it, we're in bullish territory. Our support here is 660. If 660 gets broken through, this could be on its way to newer lows and pulling further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. So I want every single investor to be aware of this, pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting. If it breaks through support, how quickly is it moving to newer lows, or are the bulls trying to reappear? Okay, very important to keep that in mind. Now, on the other hand, which is the highest point before the slight dip and leveling off, is 693. That's the first resistance level that the bulls need to break through to continue to work their way up, continue this slight momentum here, and create that staircase effect to move up to newer highs, right? Their goal is to get back into bullish territory. How do they do that? Breaking through resistance and then working their way towards the 50-day moving average by turning the resistance of 693 into a support. So the bulls need to break through that, continue to work their way up, and it does not mean that the bulls have gained control and that they're guaranteed to reach the 50-day moving average. I want every single investor to be aware of that. This is just an indicator for us investors to know where this is heading. If the momentum continued and if the bulls can turn that into a support, this will continue to work its way up to newer highs, ideally to then reach the 50-day moving average and get back into bullish territory. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen, and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02 and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out, see for yourselves. And my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.